Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Marketing Competition Japan 2021 Final. Waka Sakaguchi
and Yuki Kadota.
We are members of the MCJ 2021 Managing Committee and junior students at Kobe City University of Foreign Studies. It is a great honor to serve as MC for today's contest. We appreciate you all for your attendance and support. We hope you will enjoy the presentations and have a precious time with us. First, Professor Haruhiko Yamaguchi, Chairperson of the MCJ 2021 Managing Committee and Director of Kobe Global Education Center at Kobe City University of Foreign Studies, gives opening remarks on behalf of the organizers. Professor Yamaguchi, please come to the front.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good afternoon. Honorable judges, our organizing committee and dear participants. I'm very delighted that we hold this 10th Marketing Competition Japan today. Well, last year, regretfully, we had to skip this occasion on account of the COVID-19. So I feel all the more happy today to have this occasion. And we are very grateful to our beloved sponsor, Sanjay International, and also to our special sponsor and alumnus, Mr. Masaaki Ogino of Phoenix Holdings. We are also thankful to Kobe Gaidai Seikyo, the United States Consulate in Osaka, Kobe, the Kobe Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and Jetru Kobe for supporting us. So, we are talking about Tamari Shōyu in the United States today. Well, so here, let me tell you about my precious Shōyu story in the United States. Some 20 years ago, I was staying at Pittsburgh in the United States, looking for a house to live. I was going to stay there for a year, and my family were coming there in 3 months with our dog. So how the house to keep our dog. So I spent the first 2 weeks house hunting in Pittsburgh, staying in a very good hotel at first, then nice bed and breakfast then, and then not so nice a room in the basement of someone's house. Fortunately, I found a good duplex where we could keep our big black dog. And the first thing I did was, of course, cleaning the kitchen and went for buying shoyu and some Japanese food at the only Japanese food store in Pittsburgh. I clearly remember what I thought then. If I don't eat something flavored with shoyu, I'm going to die. So, I mean, I'm like Hamlet. To be with shoyu or not to be without it? That was the question for me. And nowadays, I usually use shoyu and tamari even for my Western style cooking. For example, dressing for salad, a gravy for meat. I use a pinch of tamari for my curry. Tamari shoyu, it is great. And shoyu and tamari give you a life some meaning. And if only the people all over the world feel the same way as I do, the world would become more peaceful. But I'm afraid, there are many people who do not think the way I do in the United States. So, dear participants, I would like to ask you to come up with a splendid idea to persuade them of the real significance of Shōyu and tamari today. Are you ready? Okay, shall we start? Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Yamaguchi. Next, I would like to introduce Mr. Masaki Ogino, a graduate of Kobe City University of Foreign Studies and chairman of Phoenix Group Holdings in Hong Kong and Japan, whose generous financial contributions have been invaluable to make this event happen. We would like to express our deep appreciation for his support. Unfortunately, he was not able to attend today's contest. Next, as a representative from this year's main sponsor that provides a team product for presentations, please join me in welcoming Mr. Takashi Sato, President of Sanjay International Incorporated, and is the 8th generation member of the founding family who has been making tamari soy sauce for over 200 years. He also serves as Chief Judge today. We will now have the honor of hearing remarks from Mr. Sato.
Hi, my name is Takashi Sato, President of Professor Yamaguchi-san and the other committee member. Thank you for having me as a sponsor here. I'm very honored to be a part of this program. I'm very excited to see the plan you're going to present to us because, I'm working for this company more than 20 years. And as you can imagine that the longer you stay in the same place, the more conservative you have become. So I myself recognize that it's getting a little bit harder and more difficult to come up with new ideas or to challenge new areas. So in that sense, I'm really looking forward to be inspired or tuned up to learn a lot of things from all of you. Anyway, it's going to be an exciting and fun program. So let's enjoy it together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sato. Now, let me introduce our honorable judges today. Chief Judge, Mr. Takashi Sato, President of Sanjay International Incorporated. We're also fortunate to have Mr. Shinya Fujimura, founder and CEO, Impro Group, Company Limited. And we are also fortunate to have, once again, this year we are delighted to have Ms. Reiko Inno. Process lead at Alexa Shopping Operations, Amazon Japan. Ms. Asami Takagi. CEO of Stamford Leaves Company Limited. Finally, but not least, Mr. Matthew Brooks.
Good luck, everyone. I'm looking forward to your presentation.
Associate Professor and Head of English Education of Graduate School of Maritime Sciences at Kobe University. This competition is co-organized by MCJ 2021 Managing Committee and Kobe City University of Foreign Studies, and endorsed by U.S. Consulate General Osaka Kobe, Kobe City, Kobe Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and JETRO Kobe. And now, let me introduce our special sponsors. Sanjay International Incorporated, Mr. Masaaki Ogino, and Kobe City University of Foreign Studies Co-op. We sincerely appreciate their strong support. Next, let me introduce the awards for the top 3 winning teams. The first prize, award of 200,000 yen. The second prize, award of 100,000 yen. The third prize, award of 50,000 yen. And also for winning teams, 5 flavor soy sauce sets and t-shirts will be given. As a complimentary prizes sponsored by Sanjay International Incorporated. And all participating teams will also be given soy sauce and reusable shopping bag gifts as participation prizes, also sponsored by Sanjay International Incorporated. Then, I'm going to introduce today's presentation order. First, MFS from Kobe City University of Foreign Studies. Second, Nancy from Chuo University. Third, S601 from Hosei University. Fourth, METRON from Senshu University. Fifth, Brand Magicians from Kobe City University of Foreign Studies. Sixth, Shōyuことfrom Hosei University. Seventh, Soy Mates from Hosei University. These 7 teams will perform today. Lastly, let me briefly explain the contest rules. When we call your team name, please come to the front and get ready for your presentation. The presentation should be a maximum of 15 minutes. In order to show you the remaining time, we ring the bells at 13 minutes, 14 minutes, and at 15 minutes, and raise a placard at 14 minutes and 15 minutes of your presentation. As soon as you hear the third bell, please wrap up your presentation. A 5-minute question and answer session will follow soon after your presentation. We also raise a placard to show you the remaining time at 4 and 5 minutes. Since we have 7 teams to perform, we will have a short break between the 4th and the 5th team for 15 minutes. This is the procedure of today's competition.
If everything is clear, now let us begin the competition. The first presentation is performed by MFS from Kobe City University of Foreign Studies. Please come to the front. And the next team, please move to the waiting room.
Good afternoon. Okay, so first, let me introduce ourselves. Our team name is MFS from K-Cups, and I'm Shinsuke, and he's Shoichi, and he's Kenta. The title of our marketing plan is Sustainable Soy Source Targeting. And the objective of this presentation is to explain our marketing plan and to emphasize how important the targeting is in these products. Okay, so Christmas is just around the corner, and I'm sure that all of you have ever heard this before. It's Christmas, so let's prepare chicken. It's Christmas, let's buy Coke and beer and drink them together. But on the other hand, how about this? It's Christmas, let's buy soy sauce. It's New Year's, we need soy sauce. I think all of you feel strange. But as you know, in those events and in other situations, we eat lots of meals which soy sauce is used. But very few people care about soy sauce itself. And needless to say, you buy soy sauce in your daily life. But when you buy it, is there any particular soy sauce that you always buy? Yeah, of course, some of you may have, but most of you may not. Seasonings like soy sauce are rarely bought for their own specific needs, like other products, food and drinks. Okay, so let's take a look at the strength of the Sanjay soy sauce here. These are what makes Sanjay soy sauce different from other soy sauces. But unfortunately, as I said, most consumers are not sensitive to these differences and advantages. And think about it. Do you think this soy sauce will be attractive to the people who like American junk food, oily, greasy meals? The answer is no. That's why we thought it would be important to make this soy sauce reach out to the people who would find it appealing. In other words, targeting is the key. Okay, so our specific strategy is as follows. The target audience is young vegans. Why vegans? Because Sanjay soy sauce is certified as a vegan product, and we thought vegan people would be able to recognize the strengths of the Sanjay soy sauce. And the next, we chose this area, east and west coast of the United States. Please look at this chart. This chart shows the percentage of the restaurants that serve vegan food in the US. And as you can see here, the interest in veganism is not evenly distributed across the US. Rather, it is especially prevalent on the East Coast and the West Coast of the United States. And based on this, we came up with the following two plans. The first is to hold a vegan cooking competition on Instagram. And the second is to open a booth in an actual vegan event in America. I think it seems that these events seems to be, separate, but actually there is a strong connection between them. And I'm sure that you will find it after listening to our explanation. Okay, so let's start with the first one, vegan cooking competition on SNS, which will be explained in detail by Shōichi.
Okay, thank you, Shinsuke. Let me explain the first one, holding a vegan cooking competition. In this competition, we are going to seek vegan recipes and decide the ranking. The participants are required to use Sanjay soy sauce, make a vegan dish, and post it on Instagram. The dish must be reasonable and original and easy to make. The top winners are given rewards, as you can see this slide. First grand prize winner is given $1,000 prize money, plaque, and a certificate. For excellent winners are given $500 and certificate. In order to make this competition bigger and better, we are going to use Instagram's advertising function. We are also going to target 2 cities New York and Los Angeles. Both cities have a high percentage of vegans, like Shinsuke said. In order to understand the scale, we actually demonstrated. First of all, we set 300,000 yen for each city. Next, we narrowed down the area, age, and interest. Lastly, we actually posted for a month. According to this demonstration, as you can see this slide, about these numbers of people would see this advertisement. These numbers are very realistic because we actually use the advertising function. The total cost is, including rewards and advertisement, is $9,000. In detail, competition fee is $3,600. Advertising cost is $5,400. These are the charts of the Instagram's advertising function. That's all for the explanation of the first event. Next, we are going to move on the second one, which is explained by Kenta.
So thank you, Shoichi. So I'm going to talk about opening a booth at a big actual vegan event in America. So first of all, we came up with a plan in which Sanjay participated in the event as a vendor in America. So the event is this, so please look at the screen. So as you can see this slide, this event is called Vegan Day. It's been annually held since 2016, and it is one of the most famous vegan events in America. In fact, including cities in Canada, which is Toronto, it is held at 5 cities. So far, we've just looked over the event. So let us move on to our strategy. So in the event, as a vendor, we need to serve food. And there's possibility that the foods we would serve here would be in failure. I mean, the taste of dishes isn't good enough, but the dishes we would serve here are top 5 in the vegan cooking competition previously Shoichi talked about. It means the taste of foods are somewhat promised, and the problem would less likely to happen. And I want you all to remember that we set the cost in the cooking competition, and that was $10 or less per person. That will bring us with some advantages. So first, it is really easy for us to calculate the total cost of the ingredients. And second, we can save the cost to some extent. But think about it. The most important thing here is that those who participated in the event purchased Sanjay soy sauce, right? So we came up with the idea that we would give paper coupon to those who bought the meals at the Sanjay booth in the Vegan Day. And on the paper coupon, promotion codes are printed, and of course, it can be used online. By doing so, we can encourage people who received it to purchase Sanjay soy sauce. And that's all for our strategy. And the estimated total cost for this event would be like this. So as you can see, the total cost would be $14,000, and the food cost, which is the most large one, would be $5,000, and others are like followings. So that's it for opening a booth at the Vegan Day. And here, this is the entire cost of our all marketing plans. So the total cost for this marketing plan would be $43,000, but the most important point is including adjustment fees, which is $20,000.
Okay, so finally, I would like to look back and explain about the most advantages of our plan. our plan is designed to increase people's awareness of Sanjay soy sauce through sophisticated targeting. And the first event, the vegan cooking competition. So we decide the winner and celebrate them, give plaque and so. But actually it's not only like this, but to encourage people to use Sanjay soy sauce in the process of the competition, and to solicit food idea for the next event, Vegan Day. And as you can see this slide, we used advertising function on Instagram, but it is totally different from the normal advertisement and influencers marketing. That's the point. And in addition, please look at this diagram. So first, we hold a vegan cooking competition. And then we open a booth in an actual vegan event. And in this event, we sell meals and people buy them. It means that we can generate sales in that event. So the total budget, we wrote $43,000, but actually, the total cost will be less than $43,000. And after that, we reflect on the two plans and make adjustment for the next year. So we can change cities, and we can, so it means change, it means add not only New York and not only Los Angeles, but to add another city. And then the next year comes. Our marketing plan can generate this cycle. And it means that our marketing plan can be repeated over multiple years. That's the best part of a marketing plan. Okay, this concludes our explanation of our marketing plan. And I hope that you will understand what I said, how important the targeting is in this product. Okay, thank you for listening.
Thank you for your presentation. Now we'll have questions from the judges. Judges, please.
Thank you for the great presentation. It was very energetic and also understandable about the plan. I have a question about I understand the target is a vegan. And how do you differentiate from the other normal soy sauce, which is also like a plant-based, and I understand it's vegan as well. So how do you differentiate the Sanjay soy sauce marketing message or value to the customer?
Yeah, but not completely different, but this. So these are the characteristic of the Sanjay soy sauce, right? And it means that, so what the difference is, but vegan food is certified, is it officially certified vegan product, and vegan people would, of course, at least we think vegan people will be able to, because this is officially recognized, admitted vegan food, vegan products, and then they can use this soy sauce very relief. So I'm not sure this answer may answer your question, but the reason is here, because the vegan food this product is certified as a vegan product. That's the reason. Is that okay?
Thank you.
Is there another question?
Yes, I have a question.
First of all, congratulations on your presentation. It's very interesting to watch. You're very professional, you have good confidence, and you did a nice job, so congratulations. I have a question about the target that you chose. So you chose specifically vegans to sell this product to. How will your plan also be appealing to non-vegans? Because I think the non-vegan market is probably much bigger than the vegan market. So how will you include non-vegans into this marketing plan of yours?
So thank you for the question. And so to extend the target without not vegan people. This slide. So in this section, we talked about show advertisement to those who are vegan in America, like this area. But to include other people, we can extend that target here in this section to the normal people. So in this time, we can include our peoples. Yep.
In addition, our main purpose is to encourage vegans to use and purchase Sanjay soy sauce and spread it. So the Sanjay soy sauce, and there are more and more people who are careful about health. So this product is very attractive for those people. So
Would it be okay if I add something more? We can change. It's not only our extend vegans, because this, first cooking competition is not only vegan, but also other people can join. So this interest is of course vegan, but it's not totally vegan, but just interest in veganism. So, but it is more efficient to post an advertisement to many people. That's useless, I think so. I'm afraid to say like that. So we chose this target. So our main point is not to spread all over the people, rather to focus on the vegan. After that, those know the people who know the vegans, and other people can understand the concept of the compassion. I'm not sure this. It's very hard, but if we have to choose and expand that, we can change this interest words in Instagram advertisement. That's the, I think, way to answer your question. I'm not sure, but thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for answering the questions. Presenters, please go back to your seat. And audience, please give it a big hand again. Okay, let us move on to the next presentation.
Hello, we are team.
Nancy!
My name is Katsuki.
Kento! Yuhei! Rintaro!
We would like to give a presentation. We have divided today's presentation into 6 sections. According to the MCJ, fermented food culture 1.0 is defined localization, and 2.0 is defined Japanese food spread. Japanese fermented food have been accepted from Japan to USA across over the sea, and they became a part of the local diet. But this is just acceptance. Therefore, we define fermented food culture 3.0 as transmission of fermented food as healthy food from USA. By combining Japanese fermented food culture with health problem in USA, we create fermented food culture in USA. Next, we are going to talk about to achieve the theme. The theme is creation of the fermented food 3.0 in USA market. To create the culture, it needs two factors: recognition and consumption. First, recognizing tamari joyu as healthy food. And second, consuming tamari joyu normally will lead to create fermented food culture 3.0. It is concept of our idea, selling teriyaki bar at the gym. Collaboration with PBM processor. From the next, we will introduce in detail. We identify diabetes as a health problem that can be solved with fermented foods. According to this chart, between 2000 and 2015, the percentage of diabetes has almost doubled. So,
We hope for healthy days in USA. So let's move on to the next slide. So pre-diabetes patients must care these two things. At first, not eating animal fat because it contains the saturated fatty acids. The second, that the eating vegetable protein. Vegetable protein such as soybean can reduce the risk of diabetes. And saturated fatty acids has a lot of problems. From here, that it can raise the LDL cholesterol. If you raise LDL cholesterol, you're gonna be the arteriosclerosis. When you become here, that you have risks of big illness. For example, cerebral infarction or myocardial infarction, such very terrible. So we think PBM is the best food solution for the pre-diabetes people. It contains a lot of vegetable protein and fat, so it is very healthy. But 30% of people think it tastes not good, same as beef or chicken. So we introduce brand new days with our product. Let's move on. So this is our new product, teriyaki bar. So there are three characters here. At first, high protein and low fat, because we use the PBM for the product. Second, the package that can be seen, it can be eaten easily in the outside, so you can eat it in the gym or other ways. Third, that it achieved the deliciousness and healthiness because we use the tamari joyu. So next. So this is our product that used for the seasoning. This is organic tamari light. There are three characters here. At first, rich taste. Second, made with 100% soy, so nobody has to care about allergy. Third, low calories, so we can use it much. And finally, it works good for PBM. This is very nice. Okay.
Okay. Excuse me.
Sorry.
So next we are going to talk about our persona. Our persona is young age health-minded pre-diabetes. Especially among them, we are focusing on business person who goes to gym. The age is 23 to 35. The reason is because they are caring about their health. So they are also care about what they eat. So which means they have a motive to eat healthy foods. So they have high incentive to buy good taste healthy food. Next, we are going to talk about location. First, we set gym as a location. The reason is because gym is filled with health-minded people, so it has a high affinity for PBM and protein bar. And next, we are going to talk about area. We set New York City as an area. There are two reasons. First is New York City is, as you know, a center of culture. So it is the best place to start to create the new culture. The second is, look at this map. The red shows there are many diabetes in the area, and white shows there are few. And when we look at East Coast, it is filled with red. which means there are many diabetes patients in the East Coast. So, New York City is close to this area, which means there are many potential consumers around New York City. Therefore, New York City is the best place to create the platform for fermented food culture 3.0. And next, this is our marketing strategy within 10 million yen. First, Sanjay and PBM processor will do joint sales. By using Tamari Light from Sanjay and PBM from PBM processor, they will produce teriyaki bar. And after that, they will wholesale teriyaki bar to gym. And finally, gym sells teriyaki bar to gym users. And through these processes, the teriyaki bar is consumed. And in next slides, we are going to talk about how to get the gym users' interest to buy.
Okay, so this is our new special design fridge. We call this Tamari fridge in the gym. So this is very special design and beautiful. And we sell the teriyaki bar in the refrigerator and with this special design. And gym users can buy the tamari joyu and the teriyaki bar in the same refrigerator. Next, I would like to talk about the budget from now on. First of all, I would like to talk about the purpose of 10 million yen presented as a budget. This 10 million yen is used for the purpose of increasing awareness rather than increasing sales. I made a budget considering selling as a 3 gym store for the 3 months. The budget is like this. The cost of Tamari Joyu and PBM is 4,455,000 yen. Other cost is 5,545,000 yen. Total cost is 10 million yen. So, let's see the future!
Teriyaki bar will smash hit at the gym. So gradually, teriyaki bar can get recognition. As a result, the sales location has expanded from 3 gyms to 200 gyms. And the daily turnover will reach 480,000 yen. From here, we will use this turnover for promotion to general customers. We can use 10% of turnover from the 3rd to 5th years to PR cost. So we can use 35,040,000 yen for PR.
Okay, so let's talk about our overall marketing strategy. The first, as we mentioned before, Sanjay will attract gym users by Tamari fridge in the gym. But in this stage, we are focusing on over-the-sale customers. And there are 2 ways. The first way is gym users SNS. And the second way is Sanjay's advertisement in TV and street, and also new measures in supermarket. In next slides, we are going to explain in detail. This is a slide about gym users SNS. By placing Tamari fridge, which is specially designed, the gym users will take photos and share it on SNS like Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. So, when over-the-sale customers see the post, they will be like, "What is this? This is so cool! I want it!" So through these processes, we can get over-the-sale customers' attention to teriyaki bar and tamari joyu. And next, we are going to talk about advertisement. The advertisement is like this. This is teriyaki bar, which made from Sanjay's soy sauce called Tamari Light and PBM. By eating teriyaki bar, we can live more healthy. By mentioning the word healthy, the over the state customers who saw the advertisement see tamari light and teriyaki bar as as a healthy food. So we can spread these two products recognition as healthy food. Next, I would like to talk about how all the state customers buy teriyaki bar and tamari joyu. All the state customers see the advertisement and know about the Sanjay tamari joyu. By selling tamari joyu and teriyaki bars, we will consume tamari joyu. Finally, we will create it fermented food culture 3.0 is transmission of fermented food as a healthy food in USA. Next, I would like to talk about how to sell in the supermarket. Now, Sanjay soy sauce is soy sauce corner, but placing Sanjay tamari joyu and teriyaki bars next to PBM corners, all the state customers will get teriyaki bar and tamari joyu in the supermarkets.
Then I will tell you about the similar business structure level. The company has changed the previous image of energy drink to nowadays cool image. So let me see. The previous image of energy drink was for elderly people and working hard people like to drink it. But now, the image totally changed. It's the cool image to drink it, so young age people like to drink. And also, the logo is very famous now. Everyone knows. And now, Red Bull became one of the most famous energy drink maker. For example, the sales is total 7.9 billion bottles in 2020. And also, the group sales 6,307 million euros. So this is very huge. So now get overwhelming the strength in the energy drink market.
Next, I'd like to talk about the effect to Sanjay and society. The effect to Sanjay is promoting the brand image of the company. The brand image of the companies which make healthy food will improve. By selling teriyaki bar at the gyms, the recognition that Sanjay tamari joyu is good for health will expand. Next, the effect to society is decreasing the number of diabetes patients in USA. The number of diabetes patients in the USA is increasing year by year. Finally, we will solve the health problem.
Okay, at last, let's review the business model. So we do the 3 steps: recognize, consume, create. So let's see. Then with that, first we do locate the tamari fridge and post SNS to buy the gym user and advertise in TV and street. Then they're getting teriyaki bar in the gym and also that getting teriyaki bar and tamari joyu in the supermarket. And finally, using tamari joyu in the house. At last, all USA people will care about health with their fermented food, and people who care their health will use the tamari joyu. And finally, that the numbers of diabetes patients in USA will be reduced. Sanjay for better days. Thank you for organizing this event for the Sanjay International and the MCJ organizers and
Kobe State University of Foreign Studies.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your presentation. Now we'll have questions from the judges. Judges, please.
Thank you for your presentation. It was very interesting, well organized, and ambitious as well. And it's also a great idea to create a new culture. But I don't think it's easy, especially for a Japanese corporation to create a new culture in the United States. So what do you think are the difficulties or challenges or risks for a Japanese corporation to create a new culture in the United States?
Okay, so thank you for the question. I think we also think that this business is very difficult. But I think before that, the most difficult place is that the first step, I think. For example, we mean locate the special design fridge in the gym. Because gym might be going to accept the plan to set the special design fridge in the gym. But for there, that the Sanjay will do the support to gym by using some money, because that the Sanjay will have the great place channel in the gym. So maybe that Sanjay has the merit to pay a lot of money for the gym or suppliers. So maybe we can solve the problem by selecting how they do the business, or consulting to the gym and how to sell and in confidentially. So yeah, that is our idea. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I was very impressed by your energy as a tired business person. I don't know if it is because of the Red Bull. Okay, I have my question is regarding the customer segment. You make a narrow focus on the customer, male, age 20 to 35, I think. How do you think about the other customer, like age men over 35 years old, or female customers? They are also health conscious.
Yeah, thank you for your question. And this is our bad, but I think there's a misunderstanding. So we are posting the picture on of the males, but actually what we are trying to say is that all business person age 23 to 35. Yeah, so yeah, this is our bad. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your very high energy, high tension presentation. I appreciate it. You had good synchronization with your presentation. I really enjoyed it. I have a question about the teriyaki bar by PBM. And one of the main points of your idea here is to increase brand recognition. But if you're not careful, I worry that the PBM side of the teriyaki that makes the meat will receive greater awareness than the soy sauce. How will you be careful to avoid the meat from the teriyaki getting all of the brand attention rather than the sauce?
Thank you for the question. I will ask you the question. So for the advertisement scene, we can solve the problem. Because we are going to set the advertisement with the Sanjay soy sauce and the teriyaki bar with the PBM. So this collaboration, we will we combine in the same picture or same movies in the advertisement. So many customers can realize easily about the teriyaki bar is made with Sanjay soy sauce, and we also push the Sanjay soy sauce the same as the teriyaki bar. So I think the PBM also they are focused, but also the Sanjay soy sauce will be focused samely.
Great answer. And just connecting with that question, the production cost of these teriyaki bars, it seems like the meat will be much more expensive than the sauce it is to flavor it. So how will you split the revenues from these teriyaki bars if the cost is much greater for the meat than it is for the sauce?
So you mean so the PBM is more high cost than meat?
So every teriyaki bar you sell, how will you split the profits between PBM and Sanjay?
So if the PBM processor by the Sanjay, many bottle of Sanjay soy sauce, and
If we get $10, a PBM processor get $9 and Sanjay get $1 or nine and 1. Thank you.
Thank you for answering the questions. Presenters, please be back to your seat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's move on to the next presentation. The next presentation is performed by S601 from Hosei University. Please come to the front, and next team, please move to the waiting room.
So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are team S601 from Hosei University. Our team members include Ai Chihiro, Ayaka, Momoko, and Eitaro. Without further ado, we will start our presentation. So this will be our agenda for today. First, I'll explain the overview of our plan. Our ultimate goal is to develop fermented food culture into health food culture in the US. For the goal, we will demonstrate the adaptability of the Sanjay products to the American culinary culture. To do so, we will cooperate with the meal kit company, which means that we will create a new gluten-free category in the meal kit site. As a result, we will be able to let the customers make it accessible for the Sanjay products, and it will lead to the purchase of the Sanjay products.
So what we think as fermented culture 3.0 is to make fermented food as a tasty, healthy food in American culinary culture. So this goal includes all fermented foods such as natto, miso, kombucha, and so on. However, it is difficult to develop all fermented food all at once. So we firstly focus on the development of Sanjay products and then encourage other fermented industries to develop as well by showing the successful example of Sanjay in the US market. Once this culture is created, fermented food can be familiarized into the US market, and then the sales of the whole fermented food will be increased. In other words, what we try to achieve with our plan is to make the first step of the development of the whole fermented food industry.
Next, I would like to talk about the current situation. Please look at the graph on the right. This graph shows the population of America. Here, you can see that the millennials are the largest generation. As a consequence, it is the largest labor force. Please also note that more than half of the millennials have children, and their health consciousness is high. Finally, millennials are the largest population among the meal kit users with a number of 63.7%. So we came up to the conclusion that the demand for the meal kits by millennials is high. So why target millennials with children? We can expect two benefits, and the first one is we can promote children's health. As I mentioned in the previous slide, more than half of the millennials have children, and their health consciousness is high. So we can see the increasing attention towards health among millennials. Furthermore, as mentioned in the Sanjay's website, the population of celiac disease is growing right now. Celiac disease is a digestive and autoimmune disorder triggered by eating gluten. So you can see that the demand for the gluten-free dietary is emerging. The second benefit is we can create future loyal customers. By continuous use of Sanjay products from the childhood, the child will understand and know the taste of the product and will be familiar with the Sanjay products. So we can educate future generations and create loyal customers. So that said, our main target will be millennial parents who do not have time because they're busy, but still want to pursue health and care about family's diet. According to our calculation, approximately 2.2 million people would be our potential target. We also included sub-targets such as meal kit users with no particular obsessions with health or especially gluten-free. Also, health-minded people who still has not used the meal kit. Finally, people interested in the product, however, still has a barrier of the price, will be included in our sub-targets too.
So let's see a person who can be a good target of our plan. Lucy Jackson is a 36-year-old nurse living in Washington, D.C. with her family. The family annually earns $90,000, and she's busy, but still very health conscious. So she's recently interested in healthy meal kits. One day when she looked for a good meal kit service, she found advertisement about collaborated meal kits of Sanjay on Facebook and decided to try them because they seemed to satisfy her needs. After experiencing meal kits of Sanjay, she was attracted by the healthiness and how meal kits matched into American daily dishes she likes. And also she got coupon from Sanjay, so she decided to purchase Sanjay's products after experiencing meal kits.
So here's the flow of customer experience. So in developing fermented food culture 3.0 in the US market, we want the customer to go through this journey. Firstly, they will receive the promotion meal kits where they become aware of the Sanjay products. Then we'll move on to the purchase of meal kits, and as they receive delivery and experience the taste of products, they will have better understanding of Sanjay and its kodawari. Then we move on to promotion of Sanjay products, which leads to the purchase, and also as the target customer uses the product on a daily basis with their children, we would like to promote and create the future generation's loyal customer. So this will be the aim of the collaboration and what we can gain from it. So there will be 4 major benefits. First one will be the collaboration enables to demonstrate the adaptability of Sanjay products to American daily dishes through the collaboration of the meal kit company, which has variations of menu within it. Then next, it will emphasize the uniqueness of the Sanjay product, which will be the gluten-free and the health consciousness. And also, it will be easier for a customer to taste the products with already packed ingredients and a smaller portion of seasoning. Then lastly, it will enable to access the existing new customer through the utilization of the customer channel in the partner companies.
So next, as a promotion, we'd like to introduce the 3 ways of promotion which make a business more effective. First one is SNS promotion. We like to approach millennials by using SNS, especially Facebook and YouTube, which they heavily use. Second one is web promotion for the invitation of the people who are interested in self-catering and healthy meal kit. These 2 promotions are mainly for new customers, but last one, brochures. This is not for the new customers, but for the existing customers to be aware of the collaboration and the attraction of a service and products.
Okay, so this is a menu for meal kit we came up with. So we have decided to use Sanjay's tamari soy sauce and cooking sauces with the recipe from official website. This is to improve the stagnating sales of the cooking sauces, and this is also to proliferate the uses of tamari soy sauce. And by doing so, we can establish awareness among the customer about both tamari soy sauce, cooking sauce, and fermented culture itself. So thus we have decided to choosing established American daily dishes for the menu of meal kits.
So these are the examples of the menu we thought would be the best fit for the meal kit site. It includes 3 types of cooking sauce and 1 type of gluten-free tamari soy sauce.
So I'll explain how to encourage meal kit users to purchase Sanjay's products after experiencing meal kits. We'll have 3 promotions, and first, we will provide special book with meal kits like this. On the first page, we will put the recipe of meal kits, and on the second page, we will put information about tamari soy sauce so that users can understand the benefit of tamari. And on the third and fourth pages, we will put additional 3 recipes with chosen cooking sauce, and each of them is with specific target. The first one is for those who really don't have time, and the second one is for those who really concerned for their health, and the third one is for those who want to cook with their kids on the weekend. By narrowing targets, we can satisfy how Sanjay's products can satisfy detailed needs of customers in daily life. And also, we finally picked 3 different QR codes. With the first one, meal kit users can know more about fermentation, and with the second one, they can see more recipes with Sanjay's products. And with the last one, they can directly jump to the easy side of Sanjay and actually purchase Sanjay's products very easily. The second strategy is to give the sample of tamari soy sauce with meal kits so that they can understand and actually experience high qualified taste of tamari. And lastly, we will provide invitation coupon. When the person invites new customer, the new customer will get 10% discounts for the products of Sanjay. But at the same time, the person who invited new customer would also get 5% discount. With those three promotions, meal kit users can understand the benefits of both tamari soy sauce and cooking sauce of Sanjay, actually experience taste of them, and additionally, they can get financial aids as a form of invitation coupons. So more and more meal kit users will purchase Sanjay's products after experiencing meal kits.
So next, for example, of our partner company, we like to introduce 4 options in terms of 3 features as a meal kit company. First one, Green Chef, which is a subsidiary of the strongest and largest US meal kit company, HelloFresh, and Sunbasket, METRON, and Purple Carrots are also US-based meal kit company, which have a large share in the market. And first feature, USDA organic certification, whether it has or not. If it has it, that means we can conduct our business activity much more effective. And second feature is whether they have gluten-free section or not. If they do not have it, that means we have availability to create a new section and expand the business activities. And last one, market share. This simply means that the company has a strong position in the market or not. So we recommend Green Chef as a first priority in terms of these 3 features.
Okay, so this is a benefit for Sanjay and especially the partner companies. Firstly, for Sanjay, through the collaboration, it can raise brand awareness and also gain the health-conscious image. And also the collaboration will be the important step for developing fermented food culture in 3.0 in the US market. For the meal kit company, by creating a new section of gluten-free, it can expand the target and also explore the new market of gluten-free. Then it can also expect increasing sales. This is because we're not planning to receive any incentives from the sales of the meal kit, but only for the sales of the Sanjay products used in the meal kits.
So lastly, about cost and profit. From this slide, I would like to introduce the total cost and the total budget. In the marketing plan, we expect several costs, including promotion, brochures, shipping, packaging, coupon, and also the cost of updating financial system. Our budget from the headquarters is about $100,000. However, our total cost is less than $90,000. That means our marketing plan is feasible in terms of budget and the cost. And next from this slide, I'd like to introduce the total profits from the marketing with the meal kit companies. We consider 3 cases. The case that we successfully sold 200,000 sets of meal kit as a maximum, and 150,000 sets as a minimum range, and 100,000 sets as a minimum range. And these are some costs and profits from the collaboration with the meal kit companies. And also, I'd like to show the numbers of the sales of the invitation coupon with meal kit company. We expect maximum 25% of the meal kit users invite new customers. And then also, the half of the inviters will use a coupon and buy the products. So we expect this profit as a total profit from our marketing plan. So, our marketing plan is not only aiming to increase the sales. As Sanjay's future goal, we considered our plan which fully contributes to US future food culture, which promotes fermented food and also people's health. We strongly believe that our plan fits into Sanjay's future vision. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your presentation. Now we'll have questions from the judges. Judges, please.
Thank you for your presentation. It is very confident and structured. I'm very impressed. I have a question about the meal kit and the gap between meal kit and the culture. How you can go beyond the meal kit user to other segment of the market.
So you mean how to go beyond the meal kit users? So we will have promotion with brochures in SNS advertisement as we explained within the presentation. And we think it's effective not only for existing meal kit users, but also for those who are busy, who have children or family, and who want to have healthier diets with their daily meals.
Yeah. Can I add something? Yeah. So we also use the invitation coupon and promote the sales of the Sanjay's products from online stores. So if they buy the product, they may use it for in their daily lives, and maybe that means we can beyond the service of the meal kits to their daily life and make it become like a fermented food culture in the US. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. It's well organized, and funneling down to the persona you are targeting, it's very understandable, and it's very clean. And it's kind of related to the previous question. The recipe you provide with the meal kit is based on the American daily food, which means more competitor you have in the local market. So what do you think about the biggest challenges to retain the customer once the using the promotion, but how do you retain the customer for the future?
So what we think the point we can differentiate from many competitors is the quality of Sanjay's products. So by emphasizing that point, again through promotion, we can differentiate from competitors and retain customers.
I have a quick question as well. Concerning meal kit advertising, did you research how current meal kit companies are advertising their products, like Blue Apron and other things? How are they advertising their products currently right now?
So they are advertising on SNS, especially Facebook, on Facebook and on Instagram.
So the same way that you plan to market your own. Okay, yeah, good. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. I think it's very important to have a good partner for your plan. So what do you think are the key factors for them to decide who to partner with, and how would you meet the expectation?
So as our slide, we explained about the partner company and also some features of the meal kit companies. So we set some conditions like whether they have an organic section or not, and also we have potential to expand a new section as a gluten-free. So and also we consider the market share in the US meal kit market is also an important factor to decide which company to make a relationship between we as a Sanjay and the meal kit partner. And as a kind of negotiation, we like to emphasize our kodawari, the strengths of the Sanjay's product, and also the influences of the health by eating and using the seasonings from Sanjay's products.
Thank you.
Thank
Before answering the questions, presenters, please be back to your seat. Thank you. The next presentation is performed by METRON from Senshu University. Let us welcome the next team.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Naomi Chebata.
Hikako Mitsuhashi.
I'm Tatsuya Okubi from School of Business Administration, Senshu University. It's a pleasure to see you here all today, and we are honored to be able to make a presentation. Please listen to us till the end. As you know, Sanjay is a company which makes soy sauce in America and sells them in the US market. Today, we are going to introduce how Sanjay can improve its sales in the US market. As I said before, Sanjay mainly produces soy sauce, but its products are not only soy sauce. They also make cooking sauce. The most characteristic product of Sanjay is this tamari soy sauce. Usually, wheat is used when brewing soy sauce, but tamari isn't. Tamari is made with 100% soybeans, which makes tamari more tasty and has a good flavor. And 100% soy sauce, soybeans is good for health. Because of these points, tamari is popular among natural food shop. In the natural channel, Sanjay has more than 30% of market shares, which is the first place in the market. On the other hand, in conventional channel, Sanjay has only 4.7% of the market shares, while the leading company has more than 50%. Sanjay is currently using social media to promote its products and to improve the sales. The company is also aggressively trying to increase brand awareness by using social media to make a campaign and using influencers to promote the products. But I think using social media is one of the good ways to improve its sales and promote the products. But I think the current promotion of Sanjay tends to do that for existing customers, not for non-customers. To improve the sales of soy sauce in the US, I think the promotion that is effective for existing customers and also for non-customers is essential. So please take a look at the existing customers of Sanjay. According to the Sanjay's document, it is said that there are many women as well as households with children. So now we set our attention that they usually cook at home and they have high preference to the health conscious. So we set them as our target.
Thank you, Tatsuya. By the way, let me ask you one question. Please ask and listen. Have you ever cooked with your parent when you were a child? If you were the experience, please raise your hand. Oh, it's many. Thank you. We guess it was a good experience for you. In fact, when I was a child, I used to cook with my mother. Thanks to the experience, I realized the fun of the cooking, and now I love cooking. we want to offer the customer an opportunity to cook with their family together. And more than anything, we want them to know goodness of tamari through our plan. So this is our plan to have them use the soy sauce more frequently and to know fun of cooking with family together. We planned to hold a cooking contest, which name is Family Tamari Cooking Contest. It's FTCC. We will have the participants make some dishes using tamari with their family. This plan has an influence on existing customers to provide an opportunity to use soy sauce at home. In addition, by advertising FTCC, we can get the potential customers know about tamari. These are why we plan to hold a cooking contest to increase sales of tamari. Next, details of FTCC. To make FTCC easier to join, we would like to set the entry qualification for it very simple. There are only 4 steps what participants of FTCC have to do to enter it. First, we would like people who want to take part in FTCC to follow Sanjay's official Instagram. Second, we will get participants make some dishes with their family using tamari. Then they need to take a picture of the meal and write down its recipe. At last, if they post them on their own Instagram with hashtag SanjayFTCC, its original hashtag, they will complete the registration for FTCC. These steps are very similar to those of Matsuya, a popular gyudon restaurant, did to promote its new menu.
So we will next explain reason for using Instagram as a platform of FTCC. There are 300 million active Instagram users per month, and 31% are 18 to 24 years old, and 34% and 25 to 34 years old. There are no big difference in the gender ratio, and there are 2 merits of using Instagram. The first point is diffusion, and the second point is help next marketing using Instagram. By using Instagram in the future, and Instagram has diffusion, so and help next marketing using Instagram is the marketing on next slide. And next, advertise FTCC, and we plan to use some influencers who are familiar with our target. And popular among both and use 6 million. Sorry.
We are planning to use influencers to promote FTCC. By promoting, we can expect 2 points. The first one is for existing customers to know about FTCC, and maybe they will feel like they want to take part in FTCC. And in addition, by using influencers and YouTubers, the potential customers of Sanjay may know about FTCC, and they will know about the campaign, and they will know about Sanjay, so the brand awareness will increase. And of course, they will know about the Sanjay's product, Tamari. And for incentives, we have to set the incentives like the participants feel like they want to use Tamari more, and they feel like they want to buy the Tamari for the long span. So to make them feel like they want to buy, we will give all participants a 10% off coupon, which is available on e-commerce sites. And for prize winners, we would like to choose some good ideas as a prize winners. And we would like to send them special gifts of Sanjay, like assortment set of Sanjay's products. And sorry, I forgot to explain this, but we are planning to use 6 million yen out of 10 million yen for promoting. We would like to use 10 influencers who have about 300,000 followers, and it will cost about 600,000 yen per one influencer. So when we use 10 influencers, it will cost about 6 million yen. So the remaining of the budget will be 40%, so 400,000 yen. And if we send like these special gifts of like coupons and assortment sets, we have 400,000 yen remaining, and it will allow about 80,000 people to take part in. And we are not planning this much people to take part in, so this plan is practical. So in conclusion, to expand the sales of Tamari, we need to approach to the existing customers and to potential customers. By holding FTCC, we can get existing customers to increase the opportunities to use soy sauce at their home. And by advertising our campaign, we can increase brand awareness among potential customers. These 2 factors will lead to expansion of the sales of Tamari. So why don't you offer the children to have fun with their family to cook? This is our opinion. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your presentation. Now we'll have questions from the judges. Judges, please.
Thanks for the presentation. And my question is, how do you describe the uniqueness of your cooking contest?
So, thank you for your question. Our point that we want to emphasize about the cooking contest is that it's very easy to take part in because there are no complicated steps to do. And one point that we want to emphasize is that cooking with your family is very fun, and we can educate their children about soy sauce, and it's very healthy. So these points are our merits. And it's not easy to
promote, of course, but yeah, these points are not, these are not in many cooking contests, but it is for FTCC. So yeah, this is our answer.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Very interesting concept of the family tamari cooking contest. I really like the idea. I have two questions. My first question is about influencers. We've heard a lot, obviously nowadays many people use SNS for advertising. And using influencers to help spread your message is an interesting approach. How would you choose which influencers to use to best promote your ideas?
Yeah, I agree that there are many influencers, but we'd like to choose who is famous and popular among our target, which means mothers and children. So they have many good affections to our target, and yeah, we think it's very difficult to choose 10 specific influencers. So yeah, we think we should think about that more. Yeah, we think we should think about that more.
Yes, I think so too. That's an important part of your plan, I think. One more question is about the use of video. I think taking pictures and sharing your recipes is a great idea, but cooking is very conducive to videos. Many people watch videos on YouTube or TikTok or other places while they cook because it's much easier to follow. What about the idea of using videos in your promotion?
So like for participants, I think taking videos and post it on Instagram is pretty not so easy. But yeah, taking video is a very good point. So we want for the advertiser of YouTuber to take videos and promote FTCC. Yeah, so I mean, taking video is a good point, but to make FTCC easier to take part in, we didn't use the taking video for clarification.
Thank you for your presentation. I am determined to make my kids make breakfast tomorrow morning. My question is about the customer base. Just to confirm, I feel that your target of the FTCC is overlapping with the existing customer base. Do you want to dig down with the existing customer base, that means increase the share in the same segment, or do you want to expand beyond that?
So it's pretty complicated, but our target of FTCC is existing customers. We want them to join our campaign by using tamari. But by promoting and having the participants post their images on their own Instagram, we can make non-customers to know about FTCC and about tamari. So we want to expand the sales. This is our answer.
Thank you.
Thank you for answering the questions. Presenters, please be back to your seat. Audience, please give them a big hand. Now we'll have 15 minutes short break. The next presentation is performed by Brown musicians from Kobe State University of Foreign Studies. Please come to the front, and the next team, please move to the waiting room.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are Brown musicians from Kobe City University of Foreign Studies. Today, we would like to introduce our marketing plan on Sanjay Shōyu. Presenters are Himiyuki, Mayu, and Haruka. So first, let us explain today's outline. At first, we checked the current situation on Americans' need and the effect of Shōyu. After that, we introduced the system of our idea and the way of how we spend the budget. Finally, we introduced our 3 big visions, and let us summarize today's presentation. So first, have you ever heard that around 20% children in America is obesity or overweight? We think this is very big amount, and we think the cause is the popularity of American food, such as French fries or hamburger. And so some famous people take action to change this situation, because this situation is really, really problematic. So first person is former President Obama. He carried out Let's Move project in 2010. And this project contained a law to update the cafeteria's nutrition level. And one more person is Jamie Oliver. He also carried out the food revolution, which improved the cafeteria's nutrition level, and his action was broadcast on TV. And he became famous not only in US, but also around the world. So now, the healthy campaign is on a big trend. Then, why don't we contribute to these social issues with Sanjay Shōyu?
Thank you, Haruka. In the first place, taking moderate amount of shoyu brings us amazing effect. For example, it prevents us from being colon cancer and being obesity. And according to the Aichi Food Center, taking shoyu decreases the rates of colon cancer with the experiment of mouses. Additionally, shoyu is strong flavored even though it includes little fat. So there's no need to worry about the fat with shoyu. And shoyu has a power, shoyu has a power to decrease the number of people who are in obesity. Next, please. Okay, particularly, we would like to focus on Sanjay gluten-free shoyu. As you know, taking gluten causes us with high glucose level. And in other words, take gluten-free shoyu is the best way for us to being from diabetes, like some disease. And compared to as a company, Sanjay has putting an effort to more healthier shoyu. And next, please. Okay, so by that shoyu, we proudly announce that our concept is eat healthy food and make new culture. And next, please. Okay, we suggest this healthy shoyu be incorporated into elementary school cafeteria in Virginia, where Sanjay factory is nearby. The targets are elementary school students and their parents. We also set 2 goals. First is whose education, and second is obesity prevention. And in the long run, whose education having a big effect on students' life. And the number of people and number of children in America who are in obesity is quite a large compared to other countries. So therefore, whose education is so meaningful for them from their early age. And the very reason we picked up Virginia is that it is environmentally friendly to consume the products there. If more people consume the products there, the region would also develop in economical terms. So, next please, Mayu.
Thank you, Kimiki. This is the concrete plan regarding the collaboration between Sanjay and elementary school. The first step is class of dietary education. They learn about importance of food nutrition. The second step is cafeteria lunch. They enjoy dishes with Sanjay Shōyu. Thirdly, as a present, they get a gluten-free shoyu and a flyer. Following that, we expect them to eat at home with Sanjay Shōyu. At the same time, we ask them to develop their own dishes with Sanjay Shōyu as a competition. Now, let me make sure what class contents are. Firstly, they learn about 5 major nutrients. And secondly, they learn about how important nutrition balance is. We think that American children lack of knowledge of food because this is just my personal story, but I have a friend from US and she said,
it is rare to learn about food nutrition in elementary schools.
So we think that it is important to teach them in this class. Finally, we teach them traditional Japanese food. Washaku is registered as Intangible Cultural World Heritage, and it is famous for healthy food around the world. So this is the best opportunity to get knowledge from Japanese food company. After class, students must be hungry, right? So they experience shoyu meal, and in addition to previous teaching, they notice importance of food balance. By really trying shoyu, they will find how delicious it is and feel like having more dishes with Sanjay Shōyu. The next step is present. They get gluten-free shoyu and a flyer explaining about it. The reason why we will give the shoyu is that we wish they try to make new recipes and become familiar with Sanjay Shōyu.
So, let me explain about the flyer. This is flyer's image. We use the character of Sanjirushi in Japan's country, and isn't it cute? Right? Thank you. So this flyer has 2 sides, the face side and the reverse side. The face side is for children, and the reverse side is for parents. The face side for children, we want to explain for children how to make tamari shoyu. The purpose is we want children to be familiar with the Sanjay shoyu more. And the reverse side, we want to introduce for parents why we decided to collaborate with school's cafeteria. The purpose of this explanation is we want to get the sympathy from the parents. Under the explanation, we want to put the QR code which head to Sanjay homepage. After the access to Sanjay's homepage, we have another big suggestion. The suggestion is personal shoyu diagnosis. This is the personal shoyu diagnosis image on Sanjay's homepage. You can find the best shoyu for you by simply clicking. This is a for example of the question. The question is, which do you want to eat with shoyu? 1 meat, 2 vegetables. By following such questions, you can find the best shoyu for you. And we expect that we can get more access and more potential customers. And another big our idea is recipe competition. We ask students 4 things. The first thing is think menu of cafeteria with presented shoyu. And the second is try to cook. And the third is eat with family. And the fourth is submit the recipe to their school's cafeteria. We think that the recipe which win in the recipe competition is become the real cafeteria's menu in the elementary schools.
Okay, thank you, Haruka. Okay, we've explained various kinds of activities we would like to tackle with, but the total cost is 195,000 yen. And let me explain the way to spend the budget. First is show you which schools get. Each volume is 600 gram and each price is 900 yen times 10 bottles equals 9,000 yen. And we, by ourselves, calculated the amount of shoyu, which is proper intake for students in the cafeteria menu, per one menu. And second is shoyu, which students get as a present. And each volume is 300 gram, and each price is 500 yen times 300 students equals 150,000 yen. Lastly, the advertising flyer and expenses is 36,000 yen. And in total, this is according to the Japanese advertising company, which is the cheapest price. And finally, in total, as we mentioned, it will cost 195,000 yen. This might seem to everyone a little cheap and low price, but that's enough for our plan. But if we can expect more sale and improvement of student health, we would like to spread our plan from Virginia to whole America. Okay, next please.
Thank you. After this plan, what can we expect? Let me make sure 3 visions. Firstly, Sanjay Shoyu is widely known in America. If the collaboration in Virginia can be realized, there will be a strong base station as market share of shoyu. And this firm plan focusing on the children's health and dietary education expected to be covered by the media, such as social media and TV. Also, it will lead Sanjay to much more famous. Secondly, we expect more sales increase. Once Sanjay name much more popular for its healthy food products, there will be larger market share. The final vision is building up American unique shoyu culture. Recipe competition in elementary school requires American children's recipes, so there will be much more dishes that much Americans favor. In conclusion, through collaboration between Sanjay and elementary school, our marketing plan surely make the sales and make people healthier. In the long run, Sanjay Shoyu widely known in America, from Virginia to whole America. Here is our references. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your presentation. Now we'll have questions from the judges. Judges, please.
Thank you for your great presentation. The idea was very interesting and the delivery was also good. I think it's very interesting to approach students in elementary schools, and also I think they will be interested in classes like nutrients and nutrition balance, but I'm not really sure if they will be interested in Japanese food classes about Japanese food. So do you have any specific plans or ideas to promote Japanese food in classes?
Okay, as we mentioned, Japanese washoku was registered as World Heritage, and it is famous for the well-balanced food and nutrition. So we would like to do food education, and in the same time, we would like to introduce our proudly Japanese washoku to elementary school students. And we surely believe that washoku would be famous for because the American strength in the more healthy consciousness. So we would like to focus and teach washoku to elementary school students. Does it make sense?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Actually, I used to live in Arlington, Virginia. I miss the place listening to your presentation. By the way, I also think about it is a good. I think that it's a good idea to approach to the elementary school to make it real. Who do you think is the stakeholders to convince first? And related to that, do you think why the competitors don't do the same approach?
Okay, so Sanjay has proud of its very healthy shoyu, because in the market of nature product on shoyu, the Sanjay is a strong pot. So compared to other company, Sanjay has much healthier compared to other company. So this is what Sanjay can only do.
One more question, what I said before. Who do you want to approach first to convince to have a nutrition class in the elementary school or school meal with Sanjay shoyu?
Like
in Japan, you have to talk with the government or educational committee or Kyoiku Inkai. Who do you want to approach?
So our today's presentation is about only one school in Virginia. So in this way, we want to talk with the teachers directly, and I want to ask them to do our class. But however, yes, we think about the one case. So now we only think about this situation.
Okay, so you start with one school,
yes,
and expand it to
yes.
others. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. And I don't have a kids, but if kids bring their premium shoyu to my home, I will be happy. So, but here's it's great to attack the social problem. But if you because the tamari shoyu is a premium shoyu, so it's a little bit expensive, and the positioning is for the little bit higher income household, right? So if you start from the one school, is there any specific school you want to target? Let's say like a public school or elementary school in a private school in Virginia.
So your question is whether it can just to hold targets because the income is different to home, right?
Yes, and there is a lot of elementary schools. So you said starting from the one school. So what type of school you want to start with?
Okay, we don't have concrete types of school, but we'll try to choose the school which is located into nearest to Virginia's factory of shoyu. Yeah, does it make sense?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for answering the questions. Presenters, please be back to your seat. Let us move on to the next presentation. The next presentation is performed by Shōyu Koto from Hosei University. Please come to the front And the next team, please move to the waiting room.
So, hello everybody. We are team Shōyu Koto, and our members are Yuki, Mizuki, and Daniel. Here is our agenda, and are my teammates ready? So, we would like to start our presentation. Daniel, please.
All right, thank you, Yuki. So, with any marketing strategy, it's absolutely crucial that you have a proper understanding of the current situation first. So that's why our group started by analyzing the situation, and we determined that there are 4 important factors to consider. So firstly, Sanjay already has an overwhelming share in organic Tamari shoyu. Secondly, the localization and popularization of Japanese foods in shoyu is already ongoing. Thirdly, in many American supermarkets, shoyu is actually sold in the international section. And fourthly, there's a need to increase future sales through the concept of the fermented food culture 3.0. Now, some might consider a product marketing approach, where you use shoyu in an innovative way. However, we believe that there was room for improvement, and this didn't solve the full puzzle with this type of approach. When you consider that Sanjay already has a high market share, and this type of approach could likely target those who are already interested. So, what do we propose instead? We propose a market development approach where we expand the size of the pie. Now, you might ask, will this actually work? So based off of the data provided to us from MCJ, we found that in 2019, for every 1% the shoyu market grew, Sanjay grew by 1.1%. What this means is that if we can grow the whole market, Sanjay will derive a large amount of revenue. Now, I'd like to get specific. According to KBV research, they estimate that the North American shoyu market will grow at 4.65% CAGR for the next couple of years. We believe that a 5% CAGR is a modest and feasible growth goal to achieve with our marketing plan. Okay, similarly, it's not just shoyu we're looking at, and we want to focus on the overall fermented foods market. Although shoyu is a part of the fermented foods market, which we would also like to emphasize. Right. So in this way, we can reach a wider audience by targeting those who are interested in the health benefits of fermented foods.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. We mentioned that we'd like to expand the whole size of the pie for the full fermented food market, not just the soy sauce market. And we envision a future that the fermented food will be a part of Americans' daily lives. And the tamari soy sauce and other fermented food will be stored in the sections, newly created sections like fermented food sections. So, to achieve our goal, we are planning to go through these 5-step processes. And to achieve the first 3, we would like to make our proposal. Alright, so as this video shows, our proposal is a new cooking competition, Hakko Olympics. So, our first hosting city will be Richmond, the home of Sanjay. Here is our easy event schedule, and now we would like to get down to the details. So, we are expecting contestants from categories like fermented food experts, restaurant cooks, hobby cooks, and also food artists. We will elaborate on this in the division section. For the audiences, we are targeting 2 big parts. The first one is the B2C market. Here, we will target the people interested in fermented foods, as presented in the pies before. The second approach is the B2B approach. Here, we want to target people working at restaurants or also cooking workshops. This is due to our expectation that these markets will grow based on consumer demand rising. Okay, now I'd like to introduce 4 divisions for the Hakko Olympics.
So we have decided these 4 divisions based on our aims. And the first 2 divisions are sponsor division and innovative division. We aim to indirectly attract B2B and B2C audiences. In these divisions, we expect the restaurant cooks to participate in. The other 2 divisions will be homemade division and creative division. In these divisions, we would like to get attention from the B2C audiences and also let them interested in fermented foods and let them use it in the daily basis. And now I'd like to get into details. Okay, so first of all, the sponsor division aims to directly promote the hosting company's product. The contestants will use the ingredients from the provided by the hosting company, which means Sanjay's tamari soy sauce will be the main ingredients for this division for Hakko Olympics 2022. The second division is innovative division. In this division, we expect the unique collaboration of fermented food and the dishes people do not expect with. So, for example, the Shōyuことand Italian food. We want all the contestants to be very creative and surprise the audiences.
Okay, so third is the homemade division. Here, our final goal is to show people how close fermented foods are to their daily lives. We will do this by the recipes created through our cooks that will participate here. Next is the creative division. This is a unique division. Our goal is to make a strong impact in the people's memories through food arts and also pictures that will be posted on SNS by both our contestants and audiences. So within these 4 divisions, the participants will choose one to participate in. And the ingredients will be provided by our sponsor companies, which Mizuki will introduce next.
Okay, so this event cannot succeed without any help. We would like to invite 10 or more companies to support Sanjay to organize this event. The company must follow the following criteria. So 1, they are producing fermented food or producing the cooking machines which have the function of fermentation. 2, they are targeting or are eager to sell their product overseas, mainly in the US. 3, they are able to provide financial support of $5,000 at the minimum. And 4, they are able to provide their products to be used in this event. We are expecting companies like Hikari Miso and Instant Home to be the sponsor company for the Sanjay. And these companies are matching the 4 criteria that I mentioned. And the benefits for the sponsors will be, one kind of benefit is this. So we distribute these uniforms which have the brand logos printed. And also the commercials for the sponsors will be broadcasted in the whole event. So these kind of things will be the benefits for co-sponsoring Hakko Olympics. And next, I'd like to talk about the budget for this event. We'd like to use Sanjay's $100,000 and co-sponsoring companies' $50,000 sponsoring fees on 5 sections, which are advertising, price, venue, labor, and clothing. So first of all, advertising. We would like to use more than half budget on advertising activities. This is because this would be the first year of the Hakko Olympics. But from the next year, I'd like to be more flexible about co-sponsoring fees because we'd like to improve the event itself. So talking about the advertising, we would like to use $100,000 for both gathering the contestants and audiences. In order to attract contestants, we would like to use direct message and flyers. Direct message is mainly for the food artists and also the hobby cooks. And this flyer will be distributed via food suppliers to the restaurant cooks. And secondly, based on our growth calculation, we aim to gather 30,000 viewers on Hakko Olympics. And in order to target and gather our wide range of target demographic, we would like to use the mix of platforms, which are Instagram and YouTube advertisement, and local media for advertising and PR.
Also, we have set aside $21,400 for contestant prizes and for the audience presence. Starting with the contestant prizes, we will have mini tasting kits of Sanjay's Tamari Shoyu sauce for all the contestants. Then they can take this home and begin incorporating it into their own cooking. Secondly, we have prize money for the top 3 contestants in every division. This is to encourage them to do their best and make sure Hakuo Olympics becomes a success. And finally, the best contestant in each division will be awarded a trophy. As for the audience presence, 3 lucky viewers online will be awarded a multi-cooker, which they can use themselves to imitate what they've seen in the homemade division.
So now I would like to go over our process to achieve our goal. So firstly, through watching our Hakuo Olympics, we will gain the attention and interest of the audience towards fermented foods. Through our homemade division, we will grow the desire to buy and try fermented foods at home. And through our creative division, we will trigger the memory of fermented foods and the event itself within the audience. And all of these will lead to the action of a new group of consumers buying and trying fermented foods at home, which will lead us to our final goal of making fermentation a part of Americans' daily lives.
So I'd like to recap on the benefits for Sanjay. Firstly, we have the direct benefits through the promotion of products with the sponsor division, the participation award products, and the commercials throughout the whole event. This combined with the indirect benefits of growing the overall fermented foods market will allow Sanjay to increase their revenues, which I'd like to explain next. So through our event, as previously explained, we're aiming to reach for a 5% CAGR. We can calculate the potential revenue increase for Sanjay shown here in red. This is based on a modest 5% growth rate, and we believe that with the success of Hakuo Olympics, even more growth can be achieved.
All right, so through the success of our Hakuo Olympics, we aim for a future where fermented foods are part of Americans' daily lives, or in other words, there will be an expansion in the pie for Sanjay. So everybody, we look forward to seeing you at the Hakuo Olympics 2022. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Now we'll have questions from the judges. Judges, please.
Very nice professional presentation, guys. You were very confident and relaxed and gave a really interesting idea. I really liked it. You detailed your process well. Your PowerPoint design was good. Everything was really nice. I do have a few questions for you. First is about the Hakuo Olympics. I love the name. I love Dajares very much. However, I'm a little worried because most Americans won't understand what Hakuo means. Right? So you might want to think, although I really like the idea, you might want to think of a name that Americans would be able to understand, like Soy Olympics or something like that. That's free of charge, that idea, whether you decide to use it. Anyway, so think about the name, because you have to have people understand what it means as well, right? Even though it's very interesting for Japanese viewers, I think. In terms of the sponsor division, and you said you would like to team up with other sponsors, how will you be careful not to attract rival companies? Because this fermented market that you're focusing on might have companies that have similar products and could be rivals with Sanjay. So how will you avoid this type of problem?
Okay, so for the sponsors, we are planning to only invite one sponsor per product. So therefore, for the people participating in the Hakuo Olympics, within the Hakuo Olympics, there will be no rivals, although there might be outside. So,
So for soy sauce market, Sanjay will be in the Hakuo Olympics. So other soy companies like Kikkoma would not participate in the Hakuo Olympics. So this will avoid the rivals and the competition.
So if they make
soy sauce, they're not invited. I see. Okay, so that works. Okay, that's a good way to restrict your rivals. Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the great presentation. I really enjoyed the visual presentation as well. The idea of Haku Olympics is very interesting, but I think it's crucial for this event to be successful that you have as many viewers as possible. And it's reasonable that you spend half of the budget on advertising. But can I ask you about more specific plans about advertising? For example, what is the split between contestants and audiences?
So we didn't very decided in details, but we would like to use more advertising fee on this side because we need the audience that would likely to buy the products and would be interested in the fermented food market.
So you think it's more important to attract audiences rather than contestants?
So in terms of the fee, we will use 70% on this side, but in terms of the contestants, we are trying to choose the right contestants. So we are going to do more of like a direct marketing approach. Therefore, the fee can be lowered there and then used more on this side.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for answering the questions. Presenters, please be back to your seat. Let us move on to the final presentation. The final presentation is performed by soymates from Hosei University. Please come to the front.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zen. We got Tetsuro, over there we got Yuta and Enzo. We are soymates. Our project will be on our topic, of our event called Tamari Generations. So let's get right into it. So here's our agenda. We're gonna go in chronological order. So Yuta, take it away.
Thank you, Zen. Now let's talk about the status quo of Sanjay. We have thought of two missions. One is penetrating the Japanese fermentation culture in the market, as well as sharing the Japanese taste to as many people as possible. So we use the SWOT analysis, which has enabled us to gain a better understanding of the current situation Sanjay are in. For the strengths, the product is heavily traditional, uses organic ingredients, and also friendly to the users. For the weakness, there's a lack of understanding of tamari and fermentation, and the connection with the health in tamari is very negative. For the opportunity, there is a possibility of penetrating the Japanese fermentation culture in the US and in the America, as well as the universal providable, meaning that more people can use within the different ethnic backgrounds. And the threat is the major competitors like Kikkoman and Yamase dominating the market, making it an obstacle for Sanjay. Thank you. So the problem for Sanjay, the first problem is Sanjay already has a large share in the organic soy sauce in the US. However, tamari is not recognized by the general public. And second, due to its small industry size, there's going to be a small target audience. Therefore, there's going to be a need to expand the whole pie by the whole pie. Thank you. So for this, as you can see, a survey conducted in 2019 by the Fortune Business Insight, the demand for soy sauce is increasing in the North American market. So we assumed that there's going to be an opportunity for tamari soy sauce to thrive in this new market. I'd like to pass it on to Tetsuro.
Okay, thank you. So based on the issues of Sanjay in the previous slide, we have set 3 goals.
The first is we'd like to expand the whole pie to raise the awareness of tamari soy sauce as a healthy food in the US. And second, we'd like to reach out to the younger generation through food education. And lastly, to create the new culture of fermented food in the US. In order to achieve these three goals, we thought that family segments are the key to the success of our marketing plan, since the creation of food culture is done at the household level, and we needed to reach out to all generations. Therefore, we came up with a marketing plan to collaborate with American Culinary School and hold a cooking contest. The name of the contest is Tamari Generation also. And the concept of the contest is a fusion of American and Oriental. And specifically, our goals are to standardize the fermented food in the US and to move tamari soy sauce from international section to the normal seasoning section. And lastly, we'd like to localize the tamari soy sauce. So Enzo, please take it away.
Thank you, Tetsuo. So in this slide, it illustrates regulations and participants. The winner of this contest will receive an opportunity to serve their dish at Bonefish Grill. For the audience, we estimate up to 300 people, and each audience has one vote for their favorable dish of their choice. The winner will be selected by public vote, this public vote plus special judge award. So about the cooking contest, here is our planning program and time schedule. In a short lecture, the CEO of Sanjay will give a presentation about tamari and Hakko culture in order to cultivate the participants. Also, we consider inviting special guests, and the highlighted person will introduce on the next slide. So Uninfluenced Uncle Roger is a famous YouTuber who reviews and comments about Asian cuisine and ingredients. And according to his activities and viewers, we believe that he is the most suitable and feasible person to promote our contest. So next, I would like to introduce our promotion strategy. So we have mainly three ways. Flyers mainly distributed to the family, and SNS, such as the CEO's Instagram, and influencers, as I introduced Uncle Roger. And now, pass it back to Tetsuo.
Okay, thank you. So in this slide, I'd like to explain why we collaborate with Bonefish Grill. The first reason is that this restaurant already has a connection with Sanjay, and it would lower the hurdle to collaboration. And the second is because this restaurant is famous among the family segment, it would be easier to draw the family segment into our marketing plan. And then lastly, because this restaurant has conducted the various collaboration in the past, we thought it would be easy to collaborate with Sanjay as well. And here are some the examples of collabs in the past. And finally, why collaborate with ICE, which stands for Institute of Culinary Education. The first reason is that it is located in a large city like Los Angeles, and which makes it easy to invite a number of participants and galleries. And second, because it is one of the most prestigious schools in the US, the credibility of this event will increase. And, and lastly, this school is open to outside collaboration and has collaborated with IBM and American Express in the past. So next person, Yuta, please take it away.
Thank you, Tetsuo. Now I'd like to talk about the short-term effect of holding this event. First is that The lecture will be held by nutritionist experts and famous chefs so that the culinary students and the participants will have a better understanding of the fermented products. Second is the recognition of the brand, as the participants and the culinary students will gain this idea of what Sanjay does. And third is that because this event is active and engaging for the participants, they will be educated on the versatility of the sauce with the fusion of Oriental and Western cuisines. Now let's talk about the mid and long-term effect. There's a possibility of this event expanding across the whole country of the United States, and meaning that it will enter in the bigger market. Also collaborating with other restaurants and other famous chefs along the way. Second is by increasing the number of participants participating in the event, we could see an increase in the customers and the users of the product. And lastly, because the participants are already fond of the Sanjay product, but by including the culinary students, this will not only promote or gain a better understanding of fermented products, but also it will be a great opportunity for Sanjay to promote the brand Sanjay to the younger community, meaning that after the event, the culinary students will likely to use tamari soy sauce, meaning that there will be a shift change to the younger demographics. Now let's talk about the IDA model. The IDA model helps us identify when and how to communicate to the participants using different categories. For awareness is through flyers and SNS. For interest comes from listening to the chefs and to Mr. Sato, and also tasting the dishes made by the culinary students. The desire is the understanding that tamari is healthy, and the action is to decide to buy Sanjay's tamari soy sauce. Now I'd like to move it on to Zen.
All right, thank you, Yuta. So moving on to benefits and merits of partners. In order to execute our plan, we need to formulate collaborations. Therefore, there needs to be benefits for both the proposer and the beneficiary. As you can see on our slide, our plan is constructed by a trilateral collaboration. So let's look into the specifics for each one. For Sanjay in the culinary school, Sanjay are able to explore new and innovative dishes created by the high-skilled culinary students. And also, they're able to raise brand and fermentation awareness to not only the students, but also to the attendees of the event as well. And for the culinary school, students are able to further develop their skills and experience by actively participating in the competitive environment that we provide at our event. And also, they're able to strengthen their brand image as a school through the process. Second, for Sanjay in the restaurant, as I mentioned in the previous slide, Sanjay are able to raise brand and fermentation awareness through a story-packed, high-quality dish produced by the students, and also promotion of the event could be taking place at the restaurant. For the restaurant, promotional attributes from the event, such as customer attraction, could be obtained, as well as creating connections with future chefs, and CSR publicity could be seen. Lastly, for culinary schools and the restaurant, they are both able to create new connections and partnerships, while the culinary school, students are able to enhance their experience by actually providing their dish to customers. And for the restaurant, CSR publicity and also customer attraction can be seen. So I'll pass it back to Enzo.
Thank you, Zen. So now I introduce our budget. So this is our budget. The total budget will be $69,131. The total contest cost will be $36,046. Guest invitation fee will be $30,900. And finally, marketing cost will be $2,185. And if any extra negotiation fee is required, we can spend up to $30,000.
All right, thank you. So finally, for profit return estimations, this is to calculate the amount of sales from the attendees after the event. So to actually estimate returns, first we need to identify how much soy sauce is being consumed in the American market. So as you can see on the top left right here, 188 milliliters of soy sauce is being consumed per capita. And since we're targeting families, we need to identify the average nuclear family size, which is 3. So from these foundations, we calculate the amount of return we're able to accumulate for the year when hosting the event. So due to time restrictions, we're going to omit the calculation specifics, but in conclusion, we're able to accumulate $2,800 per year. And by gradually increasing attendees and collaborating with potential sponsors, we're going to start seeing profits from about 15 years. Yes, 15 years. This might seem like a strenuous and demanding procedure, but unlike normal marketing plans, we fixate on creating memories. Plentiful researchers have stated that by stimulating more of the 5 basic human senses, humans are able to create a memory that has a story behind it. So at our event, we're not just going to provide the audience with information about tamari through an auditory and a visual aspect. We're going to actually provide the food to them. So this enables them to taste tamari. This allows them to smell tamari, and also, most importantly, they're able to feel tamari. So we believe that this is the best way to introduce a new food while creating a forever lasting memory. Therefore, in the process of this long-term project, we hope to not only create returns, but establish an eventful platform that can reach out to as many people as possible to spread the taste and culture of tamari indefinitely. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Now we'll have questions from the judges. Judges, please.
Congratulations, guys, on finishing your presentation. It was a lot of fun to watch. You had good cooperation with each other. You all spoke very well. You had good confidence. One main question I have for you is in the selection of the Bonefish Grill as a collaboration partner. And you gave some interesting information of some of their past collaborations, right? They also teamed up with an influencer and SNS and other things, I think, right? What was the result of those past collaborations? And will that forecast the success of the idea that you have?
The SNS collaboration with like the influencer, I don't think they've done that in their past, but that's our opinion. But just in general, we couldn't really find the numerical data that specify the increase in sales or attraction. But to our knowledge from our event, by getting an influencer into our event as well as providing food to the audience, we're able to create a memory. We believe that we're able to stimulate the sales and customer traction that they haven't really seen before for Bonefish Grill.
Okay. One other thing, in your projected profits, I think it was the first year you were planning on selling 200 bottles or 100 bottles times 2 events or something like that. What about the increased awareness that you're getting from this? From your marketing, though, won't that also improve sales in other ways? Was that included in your projection?
Yeah, that data that we provided was the minimum traction and sales that we're able to accumulate. So of course, we're going to influence the students, but we didn't put that into the calculation. So we just wanted to put the boundary so we could see how much we can increase from there. If the boundary is lower than, well, we can say that we said $200 per the whole year, but if considering including the students, maybe we could accumulate more sales. But by stating the lowest part, we believe that while collaborating with these restaurants and other potential sponsors, we can show that we could increase more revenue in the future.
So it was a conservative estimate? Yes, it's conservative.
Thank you for the presentation. I might misunderstood the Tamari Generation's audience, but is it randomly choose the 300 audience?
Well, mainly we're targeting to the family, and also, as I said, we distribute the flyers to the neighbors, and also Yes, it is actually long-term, but focusing on more family.
Okay, so so my question will be what's the motivation of the audience to vote for which cuisine is winning? Like just delicious, or like what's the motivation of the audience?
Yes, I think the delicious is one of the reasons to vote, and also there's also because of the culinary school, they have skillful chef, and the winner dish will produce at the actual store, like Bullfish Grill. So that will be one of the motivation to vote for the audience.
Okay, supporting the
Yes.
future great chef. Okay, thank you.
Thanks for your presentation. It's very interesting. And I'm looking at profit return estimation. It says it's going to break even in about 15 years. It looks very far away. Do you have any idea to make it shorter?
We can make it shorter by hosting more events or spending more expense, like putting more money into it. But since we have a budget that is stated as $100,000, we moved accordingly to that budget. So that's why we ended up with that estimate of 15 years.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for answering the questions. Presenters, please be back to your seat. All the teams have finished their presentations, and they did amazing jobs. Let us give them a big hand again. Now, the difficult time for judges has come. We'll have a judge meeting for about 30 minutes. We will now have feedback comments from two judges. First, Ms. Takagi, please.
Hi everybody, お疲れ様でした。First of all, I want to say congratulations to MCJ and its community on the 10th anniversary of this event. It's a great thing to make history. And I'm very honored as well as happy to be here as a member of judge. Now to the presenters, congratulations on your great plans and presentations. I think you can feel more relaxed and you can sleep well tonight after the dinner with a dip of Sanjay soy sauce. Yeah? Okay, I like to tell a brief comment, but before that, I have to confess that before this event, I didn't know exactly what tamari is. Any of you has known what exactly tamari is before this event? Nobody? So, same as you, I started with brief research on the meaning of tamari. What's the difference with the normal soy sauce? Okay, I have to show you two comments related to each other. I think, first of all, this year's theme was unique in a sense that, from my understanding, this is the first time you have to make a global marketing plan, right? It is totally different from the marketing plan within Japan compared to the global marketing plan. You have to understand the product itself as well as the culture to the target company. And I think it is a big opportunity to learn for you. Secondly, I think there is an important theme this year that is fermented food 3.0. I think it was also a hint to you, and I think it is important to start with how you define and understand this fermented 3.0 culture is. Some of the presentations explicitly define what it means to the students, the presenters. Also, I think others think about it, although without showing it in the presentation. Making a culture is different from one-shot marketing. It's a long-term activity to change the culture, create a culture, and that is important. I think from now on, you'll know who will win this competition, but this experience from learning global marketing plan, creating global marketing plan, and sense of creating culture was a good opportunity for you for the future career and study. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Takagi. Next, Mr. Rooks, please.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much. It's all right. Don't look at the screen. Look at me. You have a real deal here. Anyway. First of all, I want to congratulate all of the students today. You guys gave some really excellent presentations. You have some really unique and creative ideas, and you showed all of us how to put together really professional presentations. So congratulations to all of you. Sure, yeah, give yourself a round of applause. I would also like to thank Mr. Sato for his support of this event. It's a great help, and it helps us to do these types of things, which is great. Mr. Ogino as well for his continued support. This event is a really wonderful opportunity for all of us to get together, exchange ideas, and see the future of the marketing world in action, and it's really great that we have the support. I also want to thank the MCJ organizing staff and students, without whom this would not be possible. So thank you so much, guys. You do a great job every year. All right, so I'm going to give you just a few comments from the standpoint of a English educator, and especially a presentation skills specialist, which I teach a lot about. I have to start by saying all of your presentations were excellent. Really high level, very professional, well organized, but there's still always room for improvement. All right, so I'm going to give you just a few tips on how to even level up yourselves a little bit further in the future, okay? The first thing I want you to think about is how to fill the time that you have when you give a presentation, all right? Presentations are very difficult because you have a short, limited amount of time to communicate your message and your information to the audience. So you have to be careful how much information you're going to put into your presentation, right? If you overload your presentation with too much information, you're gonna have to start speaking very quickly in order to get everything before the time runs out, and you have to talk like this and make sure you get through it. But if you speak like this, it makes it much more difficult for the audience to absorb and understand and remember your main points, right? So thinking about how to fill your time is really important. What level of information, what pace, what speed will you go through is really important. So think about that in the future. Second point I want to talk about is how to fill your slides, your PowerPoint slides, right? All of you made really excellent designs, they looked great, but some of your slides had a ton of information on them, a ton of text, and a lot of words and a lot of things to get through. And if you're going through them really quickly, it can actually interfere with the communication and with how the audience is absorbing and thinking about your ideas. It's better to have simpler slides with less words so the audience can focus on you, the speakers, as the main source of information. Remember, your slides are there as a visual support. You're the main focus. So try to think about how to balance these things. Think about how to fill your time and how to fill your slides in the future, okay? Those are my 2 points for you. Thank you so much again, and congratulations to everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Rooks. Now, the exciting moment has come. All teams have done wonderful jobs, but unfortunately, only 3 teams will be awarded. It must have been difficult for judges to decide the winning teams. Let me introduce Professor Kazuhiro Nomura, Faculty Advisor of the MCJ Managing Committee. He will make an announcement of the winning teams.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I will not make another comment. This is the time you've been waiting for, so let me announce the top 3 winning teams. Let me begin with the 3rd prize winner. That prize is given to Nancy. Congratulations. Then let me move up to the 2nd place winner. The 2nd prize is given to Shōyuこと, Hosei University. Now, the top prize-winning team at the 10th Marketing Competition Japan. The first prize-winning team is S601, Hosei University. Congratulations.
Congratulations. The awards will be given by Professor Yamaguchi. When you hear the team name called, please come to the front. First prize, S601 from Hosei University. Please come to the front.
This certificate is awarded to S601 for winning the first prize in the 10th Marketing Competition Japan in recognition of their excellence in presentation. Congratulations.
Second prize, Shōyuことfrom Hosei University. Please come to the front.
This certificate is awarded to Shōyuことfor winning the second prize in the 10th Marketing Competition Japan in recognition of their excellence in presentation. Congratulations and thank you. Congratulations again. Good work.
The third prize, Nancy from Chuo University. Please come to the front.
At last, my favorite team. This certificate is awarded to Nancy
for winning the third prize in the 10th Marketing Competition Japan in recognition of their excellence in presentation. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
We've got the very important things. Okay? The first prize, S601. Congratulations. And second prize, Shōyuこと. And third prize, Nancy. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to the 3 winning teams. Please give them a round of applause again. Those winning teams, please be back to your seats. Before we finish the competition, once again, we would like to express our deep appreciation to our main sponsor, Sanjay International Incorporated. Please give them a big hand. Also, we would like to give our special thanks again to our honorable judges who have come all the way to attend the competition. Thank you very much. And all of the participants, you spent a lot of time and efforts up until today. We enjoy your presentations. We hope to see you all again in next year's competition. Again, thank you for your attendance and support. For those of you, especially from Tokyo, please have a safe trip back home. This concludes the Marketing Competition Japan 2021 final. Thank you.